here, Jack. I ain't got much time. The cancer found the doctors in my prostate, Jack. This is a national emergency. Get Donald on the phone, Jack. Tell him. Send another $30 billion to Israel.
Ignore my nightstand, okay? This is not an Asmongold situation, okay? I'm not fighting rats, alright? Hello, everybody. My name is Francis, and welcome to the Anti-Fascist Atlas. Last Tuesday, former President Joe Biden was diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer. The cancer has reportedly already metastasized to his bones, meaning the condition is already pretty serious. His diagnosis has been characterized with a Gleason score of 9, which effectively means that the cancer is projected to spread very quickly. So, what are his treatment options? Apparently, a big treatment option might be hormone therapy, which is pretty hilarious to me. Basically, male hormones play a role in allowing the cancer to grow, so hormone therapy reduces the growth of those hormones and slows the development of this cancer. But hormone therapy can realistically only help slow the progression of the disease and make the symptoms more manageable. Because the cancer is already metastasized to other parts of the body, surgery is no longer a realistic option at this point. So at this point, the doctors might be looking at options like chemotherapy or radiation therapy. But the 5-year survival rate for men with cases of prostate cancer where the cancer has already metastasized to other parts of the body is only about 37%. Apparently, a professor of urology told NPR that Biden has a really bad form of the cancer, maybe even the worst possible form of it. Despite that, that same professor did end up saying that he can live easily for 10 years with this disease. Now, obviously, as a former president of the United States, he should still have access to some of the best medical care on the planet, so there really is no telling exactly how this might play out. But I gotta be totally honest with you, I don't exactly have a lot of sympathy for Biden. The guy is just objectively a terrible human being. Genocide Joe is not a nickname people give out for no reason. He sat there and facilitated an act of fucking genocide, which he could have stopped with one phone call. But Francis, the Biden administration was working tirelessly for a ceasefire around the clock. He tried his best. Israeli Channel 13 already conducted a bombshell investigation outlining how the Biden administration never even really tried to pressure Israel in the slightest for a ceasefire deal. 9 different Biden administration officials acknowledged that they never put any serious pressure on Israel. And according to the former Israeli ambassador, Michael Herzog, quote, God did the state of Israel a favor that Biden was the president during this period. We fought for over a year and the administration never came to us and said, ceasefire now. It never did, and that's not to be taken for granted. It's known that Netanyahu actively tried to sabotage hostage release negotiations and that the Biden administration did nothing about it. Obviously, we know that the U.S. government and parts of the mainstream media aided and abetted Israel in covering up the extent of atrocities committed by the IDF. Biden was even given the option of doing a public speech that would try and trigger new elections in Israel, but he backed off. I'm getting a little off topic here, but my point is that Joe Biden is by no means some sort of hero, and despite how the mainstream media might try and whitewash his actions, at the end of the day, he's still an egotistical jackass, yet at the same time a feeble, cowardly old man. When history called upon him to have the courage and conviction to stand up in defense of tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of innocent lives, he failed. And in any just universe, we would see to it that that is what he is remembered for. Many politicians, Republican and Democrat alike, will give him their condolences and in the same breath praise him for his work in the Cancer Moonshot Initiative, where he worked to accelerate the progress towards a cure for cancer. And don't get me wrong, as someone who comes from a family that has personally been heavily impacted by cancer, I'm incredibly grateful for that. I mean, he's not just a bad person. The man has lived a very long life where he has admittedly done plenty of good things. He introduced the Violence Against Women Act as a senator. He was one of the very first politicians in the White House to speak out in favor of gay marriage. His administration was, weirdly enough, one of the most progressive in history, obviously leaving out the Zionist extremism. But you know who wasn't lucky enough to live a long life? The 15,000 plus Palestinian children slaughtered in the Gaza Strip. The children who spent their entire lives trapped in an open-air prison, and in their most desperate hour, they begged anyone to do something to save them. The most powerful man in the world sat at his desk, twiddled his thumbs, and kept sending bombs to the people holding them captive. I think it would be disrespectful to the dead to speak of Joe Biden's humanity while glossing over the humanity of the countless lives he helped end. But, anyways, my name is Francis. This has been the Anti-Fascist Atlas, and thank you all so much for watching today's video. Special thanks once again to Samus for editing today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, commenting down below. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.